world leaders educated at Oxford. The series. Part 3, Benazir Bhutto.
Hello, welcome back to Rob's Oxford. I'm Rob Walters, your guide to this fascinating city, and this is the last in my series on women world leaders. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. The final part of this series on women world leaders features Benazir Bhutto. Benazir was born in the salubrious beachside area of Karachi in Pakistan called Clifton in 1953, making her easily the most recent of our three subjects. The family were extremely rich. Her father, Zulfikar, was educated in the West, first in the USA, then completing a law degree at the College of Christ Church in Oxford, followed by a famous and long political life in his home country of Pakistan. Benazir attended a number of schools in Pakistan, most of them Christian and English speaking, the last of which was Muri, called the Convent of Jesus and Mary, where a teacher once remarked that she was very respectful, helpful, polite, and very sweet. Her father, though imprisoned at the time, took a very active role in her education. You'll see before you a list of recommended reading for her written by him. Wow, some stuff there. He insisted that at the tender age of 16, having just passed her O-levels, she then went to Radcliffe College in the USA, a college which would later become part of Harvard. She graduated with a major in comparative government. Following that, just like her father, she came to England, to Oxford of course, and there to read for a degree in PPE, that's Politics, Philosophy and Economics. The very first building she would have visited of the university itself is the Sheldonian Theatre. She would have gone there to matriculate, to become part of the university, and that was in 1973. After matriculation, she would have returned to her college. The college was Lady Margaret Hall. Let's follow her there across a map. Walking north along Parks Road, she would have seen on her right-hand side Wadham College, and then on her left the rear of St John's College, and then further up the road the science area of Oxford University, and opposite that Keble College, and that would bring her to the entrance to the lovely University Parks area. Now, before we leave the map, look to the left and you will see Somerville, the location of Somerville, which we've talked about a lot in the previous two of this series. And on the right hand side you'll see the location of St Catherine's. We'll be talking about that later in relation to Benazir. But she's going to cross the parks. As you can see in this slide, very beautiful area. There's a cricket match on at the moment on this particular photo, and it may well be that Imran Khan was playing there as she passed alongside. Probably not, because it's the wrong time of the year, but they were at Oxford at the same time and did have an acquaintanceship. Leaving the university parks to the north through an alleyway, she would appear in Norham Gardens, a rather select residential street, and to her right would be the entrance to Lady Margaret Hall, with the Porter's Lodge on the left-hand side. The college itself was founded back in 1879, the very first of the ladies' colleges in Oxford. Let's go inside the college and look at some of the buildings. What about this one? Rather nice. Talbot Hall, made of brick. Red brick is very characteristic of North Oxford, by the way. This used to be the dining hall at one stage. Let's go inside the dining hall that now is used. That's rather nice, but probably not quite as impressive as that of many other colleges. Neat though. Let's have a look at the chapel. From the outside, you may be able to detect that it's of a style called Byzantine, cruciform style, rather different, built in the 1930s. Let's go inside that one. Inside we can see it's light and airy and with a minimum amount of decoration. Rather nice in its way and different. Let's pop outside again, and here we see a part of the college's enviable gardens. This particular section looks out to the River Cherwell, the second river of Oxford, and on this river the college has its own punting station. But Benazir had her own transport. We see her here with her famous yellow MGB sports car given to her as a gift by her father. She's with a man called Peter Galbraith, a lifelong friend. And here's another lifelong friend, Victoria Schofield. She was with Benazir at Lady Margaret Hall, and this is an extract from an interview at the Lahore Literary Festival 2020.
I liked her, and I thought she was interesting and charismatic. And as I say, if you think about sort of average student, we were rather boring. And there was this very charismatic, very likable person in our midst, very generous, generosity of spirit, always interested, and not actually, I have to say, I mean, yes, she was the Prime Minister of Pakistan's daughter at the time, but that didn't necessarily sort of weigh very heavily. We weren't particularly aware of that. We just got on and did what we did at Oxford and had a lovely time. It was our salad days. She herself has written about it being the happiest period in her life.
Benazir Bhutto completed her PPE degree in 1976, but that was not to be the end of her Oxford education. She took a diploma course in diplomatic studies at St Catherine's College, a very different place to Lady Margaret Hall, founded in the 1960s. I've just provided a few pictures of the external views of the college, plus a peep inside its dining hall. During that final year, Benazir achieved a cherished ambition. After 3 attempts, she became President of the Union, Oxford's debating society. She presided over her final debate, which was entitled "This House Likes Dominating Women." Benazir returned to her homeland of Pakistan, a country torn between democracy, extreme religiosity and military rule. Her father was in prison, and it is from there that he wrote to his daughter the words that you see before you. He was hanged at the beginning of 1979, and this event thrust Benazir into politics as the head of his Pakistan People's Party. She was exiled to London, returning in 1986 to great popular acclaim. In 1987, she made an arranged marriage to Asif Ali Zardari, and the following year became the first woman Prime Minister of Pakistan and the first woman in the world to lead a Muslim state. Though short-lived, her government made some progress in liberalising the country, and during this period she became an honorary fellow of her old college, Lady Margaret Hall, and also established herself as an international leader, as you can see in the following video of her state visit to the United States and to George H.W. Bush, the president of that country.
Delighted to be in Washington, the capital of freedom, as the guest of a president who knows Pakistan well and has been its friend. I recall our first meeting in 1971 at the United Nations at a crucial turn in Pakistan's history. The US-Pakistan friendship has grown in strength. We are friends and partners.
She had a second term as Prime Minister from 1993 to 1996, and during that period she gave an interview to Swedish presenter Stina Dabrowski, in which she provides a fascinating glimpse of her views on women in power.
Does this mean that you think it's harder for a woman to have power because it's harder, it's not in our nature to make decisions?
Well, I think
I feel very much like you.
I don't know, I feel that it's in our nature to be kinder and more compassionate. And I think surely that's what's needed in government. I think less ruthlessness and more compassion is important.
Years of military rule followed in Pakistan, during which Benazir lived in exile. She returned to a tremendous welcome in 2007. But tragically, she was assassinated in December of that year. I leave the last words to her in this interview by the Academy of Achievement.
My hope is really for a world of peace that provides people opportunities to prosper. Because each individual is given life once to lead. And each individual deserves a chance to succeed, especially if they're prepared to work hard and to succeed. So people need peace and they need opportunity in Pakistan and everywhere else. And that's the world I'd like to see.
Another sad ending, but I'm sure you will agree with me that Benazir Bhutto had a fascinating life. Well, that's the last one in the series. For those of you who've already seen the other two, good luck. And if you haven't, they're still available and will be on Rob's Oxford channel. And there will be other videos coming, so please subscribe below and like them. It's very good for me if you do. Good feedback. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.